Hi, everybody. Welcome to my third live. Can everyone hear me? If not, you'll have to let me know. It's the one day of the one day of the year. This day only exists a quarter of the time. 3/4 of the time, it's not part of our consciousness or our reality. So that gives us a bit of weird energy. And I've heard lots of people complaining about the energy generally lately. Um, and well, since before Christmas for sure. So welcome to today's weird energy. Happy Leap Day to everyone. We're doing the same thing, or I'm doing the same thing that I did last week, which is I'm using Nightbot. Nightbot is set for 20 questions to start with, and as people ask their questions, they fall off and then a new one comes in. So there's actually more than 20 questions that are going to be answered. Like, that's not the limit. If that makes sense, I hope so. And I wanted to welcome you all, first of all. I guess I should have done that right off the bat. And I also wanted to say a few words just on the whole question of ethics. Ethics is really important to me. And if you're learning from someone, if you have a mentor in tarot or in whatever form of spirituality you choose to pursue, they should be talking to you about ethics. I know that Tarot Stash did a really good 2-part series with Purple Elephant and Deb Purple Elephant and Angela Cartomancy. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Cartomancy Mesquite, where they discuss all different kinds of questions, ethical questions that readers or spiritual workers of all kinds face. And the most common one that we face, especially when we're doing live readings like this, is you often hear, mostly I hear it from tarot readers, but you'll hear readers say, okay, I can't read on that. That's a third-party question. They're not here. I can't read on it. The reason they can't read on it isn't so much that the person isn't there to hear, it's that they're not there to give their consent. So there's two really important pillars of spirituality on planet Earth. And the first one is free will, and the second is consent. Without consent, I mean, that really women especially should be very cognizant of this. You know, we're aware of how important consent is to us in some pretty visceral ways. So that's the reason for not reading third-party questions, is that there's no consent. But there's a sort of a corollary to that, and that is that when you're in chat and someone is having a question answered, and maybe you pull a card for them and you say, hey, I pulled this for you. You don't actually have their consent to read for them. They asked the reader whose channel they're on. They didn't ask you. It would be ethical to ask first and say, hey, I pulled some cards. Are you interested in hearing what they say? Or, hey, can I pull some cards for you? I have them right in front of me. Or something along those lines. But that's ethics. That's being careful of someone else's capacity to accept or reject what you have to offer, what you're willing to offer. And so be careful. Be careful when you're in chats, when people offer to say, oh, your grandmother is telling me this and that and the other. Yeah. okay, I have serious problems with that because I didn't consent to it. And I don't want to hear what my grandmother has to say to you because she talks to me often enough. But that's just speaking for myself, of course. Everyone is free to do as they see fit. I just wanted to let you know some of the things that I've been thinking about concerning ethics. And also along that line, I did the invocation and the prayer and the opening key and everything to the Akashic records before we even started. That's what I was doing backstage before we started, along with looking for some other interesting things around StreamYard that I don't usually get. I only get a chance to explore it like once a week, although I suppose I should do it more often. Um, um, so stop it. So I have read the prayer. I have opened the records of everyone who is here now and who will join us later, and people who will see this in the future. After the stream, after the live stream's over, I will close the records. Um, and and again, this is like ethical on my part. You sort of have to trust me that I'll do it and not leave them wide. I mean, I'm not sure what happens if they're left open, to be quite honest. That would be a good topic for discussion at my next practice session is what happens if you leave the records open. I think that's a good idea to close them, though. I mean, just because you open them, then shouldn't you close them? It just seems like a complete sort of action, just in terms of ritual. Annie's asking if Nightbot's working well on my end. Well, I'm not exactly sure because I haven't put in the magic next thingy. Maybe not so much. Let's see. Let's do list. Error connecting to remote server. Well, okay, I don't know what the heck that means. Let me just check. Oh, Nightbot, you were supposed to be the love of my life. You were supposed to solve all my problems, and really, I'm disappointed. I really am. Well, it is recording 139 messages so far and 7 commands, and so that means there's at least 6 questions, but now it's telling me it's error connecting to remote server. I do not know what that means. I am so sorry. No, it's okay, Annie Bear. Don't apologize. Okay, so I'm going to go back as far as I can and see if I can find the first question, because otherwise I'm going to work backwards and that won't work. And sorry, this is so boring for you to watch me read. Oh, and Annie, you were talking about my avian overlords earlier and why she sits on my shoulder. She usually doesn't. Right now, she's on my knee because there's way more interesting things happening on the couch, like, yarn that she can get into, and all kinds of stuff she can get into. Randy says, thank you for your bird being part of the show. Well, I can't keep her away. She gets really upset if and her door is open. She can get out of her cage. She gets really, really upset if I do something without her. I mean, if I'm sitting here and, because I meditate, so that raises the energy. And so she feels that. She's very sensitive to energy. And, okay, now this is an interesting comment. Okay, I'm going to put that up and then I'm going to star some more. Oh, come on, Wanda, don't bite me. Don't start chewing my sweater. So if you have anything that you want to share about ethics and about what your experience is and so on, I'd be really interested in hearing it, because I don't think this is a discussion that we hear a lot about. Oh, and the Crone Zone, they did a really, really good series on ethics as well. I really appreciated it. It was very thorough. There was a good discussion in the chat. And this is probably about a month or so ago. Yeah, I keep seeing an error message from it as well. Annie Bear. Oh, isn't that cute? That's what I'll call you from now on, Auntie Bear. Okay, and again, people who are asking me for an Akashic records reading, I'm going to interpret that to be what do the masters want to tell you? I've got your question, Randy. At least I think. Wait. There. Got Randy's question. And I'm going to have to research Nightbot and do the like troubleshooting afterwards, because there's bugger all I can do right now. Annie asks me, does she get jealous if I talk to other people? No, she's not really jealous. She's really interested more than anything. She doesn't like men. Although, no, wait, that's not, that probably isn't quite true. The last male that I lived with, she hated him, and it turned out she had a good reason. She knew he wasn't good for us, as you know, for our little flock here. And she turned out to be 100% correctamundo. So, and Leah, I have your question. Okay, so Moira wants to know, sometimes I wonder if we should ask a question to ourselves, guides, or higher self before we ask a reader. And yes, that's absolutely an ethical question. But it has more to do with self-sufficiency and reliance and self-reliance and kind of standing in your own power and standing your own self and saying, okay, I want to know this, and trying to find out for yourself. And listen, you want to connect with your guides. I'm going to sing Dragonfly Crystal's praises to the skies always. She's a fabulous teacher. Last week, I just took a meditation course from her, blew my socks off. This week, I'm taking another course. Any course she ever gives, I'll take it. Highly recommend it. They're free for her members on her channel, but they're only $39. And it's like 2-3 hours on a Saturday afternoon. So, it's easy for people to organize their lives around that for one day. Anyway, if you want to connect with your guides, your higher selves, meditation. My answer is never going to change, because the answer from the masters never changes. You have to still your mind. You have to stop thinking. You have to connect with your own real heart self, your soul. And the way to do it is to stop thinking, because most thinking is just BS, right? It is. It's just variations on, am I good enough? And it's all that ego stuff going on. Okay, now she found the rest of the crackers she didn't want 5 minutes ago. Okay, so let's get started with the questions. I have 11 questions. Rossi. Okay, so Rossi, I got to show this. So wait, no, that was the wrong one. Sorry, Morella. Okay, so I guess I should do what everybody else does and say hi to people individually, but I kind of blew that already, and we're already like 20 minutes in, 15, whatever. Rossi, okay, so I have a funny story to tell all of you, and you can all stand there and laugh and point. So last weekend was the meditation course, and it was an amazing course, and I got a lot out of it, and I went like way out into space. but I was at my friend's house because I was babysitting their dog. And on the mantle, they had 6 candles, electric candles, okay, the kind that you have to turn over and switch on. And there's a big one, a little one, a big one, a medium one, and a little one on one side of the mantle, and on the other, exactly the same thing. 6 candles in total. So we're at the end of the class pretty much, and we're just sort of all. I'm just coming out of meditation. I open my eyes and I see the 2 tallest candles were both lit, and I'm thinking, the hell, like were they lit when I came in? I didn't light them. When did they light up? Were they lit when I came at 8:00 this morning? I don't remember. I don't think so, but really I don't remember. And then as I'm looking at them, the 2 middle ones lit up at the same time, 3 feet apart, 8 feet away from me. Well, that freaked me right out. Like I just shot up out of, and I'm yelling and going, bah. Oh yeah. Well, and then the little one on the left-hand side, it lit up. And I just went, well, okay, fine. All right, this is it. I'm done for. I mean, whatever. And my path is lit. I get it, masters. Thank you so much. Guides and angels and whoever, all like beings of light and everybody else. Oh, and then I took the dog out for a walk and I came back and the 6th candle was lit. And I just, that's when I just said, I surrender. Not that there's been very much resistance to begin with. Anyway, the next day I'm telling my friend about what happened with the candles. And he said, they're on a timer. They're on a timer. The candles were on a timer. Here I thought I was experiencing this paranormal, candles lighting and voices in the little spirit box and all this kind of stuff. And heck no, they're just they're on a timer. What a moron. Oh my God. Yeah. So I don't know which is funnier, whether that they were on a timer or that, anyway. Well, yeah, I think so, Moira. That's a good question. Does the coach turn into a pumpkin when the live stream goes over an hour? It seems to be a magic 1 hour for everyone. Part of it is how much you can do, like as a reader, how much because it's not easy. I'm here to tell you it's not easy, and it's especially for tarot readers, because they're talking the whole, well, I guess so am I, but it's difficult to do for more than an hour at a time, just for you as a person. It doesn't have anything to do with any magic number. And nothing happens. I mean, StreamYard keeps streaming and YouTube keeps, broadcasting. So, you could go. I know Scott Scorpio's son has done 13-hour marathons. So there's nothing stopping me from doing that except sheer exhaustion. So yeah, so an hour is a good time to work, to work without really. I got to tell you guys, like after last week's show, it was like an hour and 40 minutes. I had something to eat and then I had a hot bath and I fell asleep in the tub. I was so beat, because that does take a lot out of me. So Nivra, hi. And thanks for cooperating with Nightbot. And I'm sorry Nightbot didn't want to cooperate with you. And I'll beat him up later. What is the purpose of my current relationship? Is this karmic? Thank you. Okay, so to me, let's define our terms here. To me, karmic just means lessons. Okay, lessons that you carry over, or lessons that you have chosen to learn in this lifetime. To me, that's karma. It's not like you did something bad's going to happen to you. No, well, something bad might happen to you, but it'll be in the context of learning not to do bad things. That's just my take on it, and other people are free to agree or disagree. To me, it's about learning. So the purpose of your current relationship, well, can't they just be about fun, is what I'm hearing? Can't a relationship just be about enjoying yourself and taking one step at a time and deepening your knowledge? Because that itself is a learning of how to do that. There doesn't need to necessarily be any, now I'm hearing overthinking. Okay. Part of the lesson, I think, is that you don't have enough fun, Nivra, because I'm hearing that too. And you need to enjoy yourself more. You're beginning to open up about enjoyment but you need to do more of it, and you need to have more fun. You need to go, jump in puddles and run in meadows and stuff. They're showing me some really interesting images of you running in a like daisy meadow, like the commercials for shampoo and stuff. It's true that all relationships we have are for learning. It's not necessarily true that they're difficult lessons. Sometimes it can just be about enjoying each other's company and being easy together, They're not telling me there's any big deal here. They're not telling me there's any there's anything other than, warmth and companionship and love and a degree of intimacy and a degree of friendship, a really high degree of friendship and warmth and love. I'm not seeing any big lessons. I'm not seeing any big lessons. Yeah, sorry. And by karmic, if you mean past life, well, I mean past life, your past life isn't the purpose of your current relationship. The purpose of your current relationship is to be a relationship of support and warmth and love and friendship. It needs no other purpose, really. You can just be friends just to be friends. I hope that helps, Nivra. Stop overthinking. Sorry, I'm guilty of it. That's why I'm laughing about it. Okay, Annie wants to know, I would love a reading. What's important for me to know, focus on at the moment? Hi, Annie. Nice to see you. I mean, I say this all the time. I can't see you. Never mind. I'm glad you're here. You have many plans to make that are going to take some time to bring to fruition. You have some complicated. I see you surrounded by books and files and taking crazy notes and asking questions of all different kinds of people. You have a lot of planning. Some project. You're big planning right now. It's a big plan. And right now, I think you're just at the beginning stages of it where you're not even sure if it can work. And that's what you're trying to gather information about. So that's what you need to focus on is your plan and making it work. Make sure you get information from reliable sources. Don't listen to people. Like, don't listen to your buddy whose cousin did the same thing 15 years ago and failed miserably. Don't listen to those people, okay, Annie? Get your information from the source as much as possible. And I don't know what the source is, but I get like big buildings. So I'm thinking it's like official. Something official, something to do with law or government or something. I don't know. I don't know any. But wherever you get your information, make sure that it's like legit, and don't listen to people who did it or their cousins did it. Don't listen to them. I see that you will go through with it. I see that in the future. So, like, I'm thinking, okay, timing really, I have a hard time with timing. 2, maybe 3 years, maybe year and a half. Depends. But your efforts are going to bear will bear fruit. You will be able to. I mean, I just see you just happy, you know, in and feeling a sense of accomplishment and standing in front of this pile of books and stuff like that that's behind you now, and you're just like, I did it, all proud like a queen in her universe. It's great. So, yeah, keep going with your plans. That's what you need to focus on right now. I hope that helps, Annie. Let's see. Rossi wants to know if she had a past life in Scotland or England. Didn't we do this question already? Or maybe it was for somebody else. That feels familiar to me somehow, Rossi. Sorry, I'm just going through here. Hi, Aaron. Sonia said something really nice. She thought what I said about relationships was really beautiful. Here's the secret. That wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was the masters. I'm not that smart. Somebody's sneaking a piece of Toblerone. Hi, Pierrette. Bonjour, bonsoir. Okay. Okay, Anna Maria, I have your question. And I have a question from Sonia. And okay, that's okay. So did you have a past life in Scotland or England? Okay, let me get back to you. Sorry about that, Rossi. I'm finding it really, like, I really miss Nightbot, to be honest, even though I stepped all over it last week, but having to manage the live and answer questions. Okay, so the reason that I close my eyes, I need to tell you this, is because I see pictures on the inside of my eyelids, and it's really hard to see them when there's a screen in front of me. Also, because I see the I see the chat scroll by and I get distracted. So yeah, that's no good. I have to close my eyes. So that makes this whole chat awkward. And I apologize for that. I know that it's probably, yes, Annie, I hope it'll be better next week because I'm going to beat Nightbot into submission. I really will. I will understand what the heck Nightbot means by cannot connect to remote server. What? Why not? And where's the remote server? How remote can it be? Okay. Both. I'm seeing a life a long, long, long time ago, like after the Romans left. So 400 or 500 of the Common Era or AD. So Anglo-Saxon. living in a village of like 10 houses with a total of maybe 50 people all together. Good life, lots of food to eat. You stayed warm in the winter. Um, you were a man, you were a hunter, you were well respected for your hunting skills. People in the village were very aware that they, yeah, they practiced some agriculture, but really um, your skills with the spear and the bow were were treasured. You were really highly regarded because you were such a good hunter. So people in your village never suffered famine. You always managed to get something for them. So like when the crops weren't doing so well, you went out, you got rabbits, you got fish, you got all kinds of stuff for people to eat. You People went out, you taught people how which berries were in the woods that were good to eat. Um, and and so they picked those. Although I suspect they already knew, they just didn't know they were so close to the village, which seems kind of dumb. Like, would they not have noticed? But anyway, yeah. Yeah. So that was your English life. Um, the Scottish life. I mean, I still have like 15 questions. I can't get into it. The Scottish life was sometime later, like 400 or 500 years later, but still before medieval times. Um, yeah, yeah, you had past lives in both. And if you have gone, or if you do go to either place, there will be landscapes that have hardly changed since the time that you last saw them. And like the top of your head's going to lift right off. So I think you should do it. That's an experience everybody should have, is like, you know, Aquila. So, no, I don't. Who said that, Mirella? Oh, Aquila, Sonia, Mary. I have Sonia's. I don't think I have Mary's. Okay, so wait. Hmm, why won't it? Well, Leah says, wouldn't it be funny if some of us are related in soul families? We absolutely are. Hi, Jonathan. We absolutely are related in ah, we absolutely are related in soul families. That's why we're gathered together. That's why we find solace with each other. That's why we find comfort and companionship with each other, because we feel we know each other. Okay. Um, Annie Bear wants me to ask the masters about Nightbot. I would be reluctant to rely on the Akashic Records masters to provide me with my IT. Yeah, that just strikes me as a bad plan. This isn't their area of expertise. Um, Hang on for a second. Okay. Okay, so Akila, Aaron, and Mary, I do not have your questions. I have um, oh, I do have Mary's. Sorry, I do have Mary's, but I don't have Akila. Stop biting my shirt. I have Sonia as well. So let's just keep going, okay? Annie Bear wants a sky message from her area. A sky message. Annie Bear, you are far better qualified than I am to get a sky message. I don't even know why you're asking me, okay? I mean, you're like Mother Earth's favorite baby. She actually is. Annie Bear has some amazing, amazing skills and connections with Mother Earth. So I love you too, girl, but um, really, I'm not sure how much I can get for you that you don't already know, but we'll try, okay? I am just surrounded and cradled by love. That's the message for you, Annie. That's what you're supposed to sing and say and chant and remember and do. I am surrounded and cradled by love from the sky above to the earth below. I am surrounded and cradled by love. Voila. There's your next song. Okay, that's what I got, Annie. That's your sky message from the masters. Well, okay, Aaron has a question. Why can't I give up Mateo? Do I have what it takes to be in a happy, stable partnership? Oh, baby girl. Oh. There are so many layers to this question. There's so many layers to this question. I'm going to address just the spiritual one, but may I be so bold and rude as to suggest that, maybe you should see a counselor, because this feels really off to me, and I think you're being hurt, and so you should see a counselor. I think you're hurting is what I shouldn't say. I think you're being hurt. I think you're hurting, and for that reason, you should see a counselor. I feel you're hurting. Okay, that's better. That's the truth. The truth is, I feel you hurting, Aaron. See a counselor. Could be wrong. I mean, I'm just an old lady. What the hell do I know? But that's what I feel. Do you have what it takes to be in a happy, stable relationship? Happy, stable. This is just me talking. This isn't from the masters. This is just me. Happy, stable relation, and this is just coming from a perspective of many failed relationships, and some semi-successful ones. They don't just happen. Like, they don't just, you meet somebody and all of a sudden it's a happy, stable relationship. We have to work. It's something. It requires learning to communicate with each other. It requires working through any bad communication patterns that you might have been trained into, like passive aggressive. Well, I never said, all that, game playing and stuff like that, that we are often trained into these bad communications patterns, pouting, not talking to somebody as punishment, all that kind of stuff. So it takes time to build a happy, stable partnership. I'm not willing to say that you don't have what it takes, because you have what it takes to learn, clearly. So if you have what it takes to learn what works and what doesn't work, then clearly you have what it takes to be in a happy, stable relationship, because that's what it is. It's learning all the time in partnership. Okay, and let me see what the masters have to say about this, because that's enough of me spouting off. Your relationship with Mateo is, the lesson is to value yourself and to protect yourself and to cherish yourself and to not accept bad behavior and to not accept pain from someone else. That's your lesson. He's got other lessons of his own that he's supposed to be learning, okay? But your lesson is to love yourself enough to walk away, to want to protect yourself like a little tiny baby, and just say, oh no, this isn't going to happen to you. No, not letting that go on. That's your lesson. I hope that helps. I'm sorry, Aaron. I can feel some of your pain, and my heart goes out to you, babe. So let me just have a sip of water. Okay. Oh, sorry. I should go back to the comments. Oh, my goodness. I've missed so many. I'm so sorry. Oh, Aaron says, I'm willing to work hard for it. I think I fell for someone very unstable. I'm trying to forgive myself. Yeah, please do, Aaron, sweetheart, because you know what? When I was younger, back when dinosaurs roamed the earth, yeah, I used to like the bad boys and burned me real good. And so I've been there. I get where you're at, and forgive yourself because you did the best you knew. You see, I firmly believe that all of us, well, not all of us, most of us do the best we know, the best we can with what we know. No, none of us sets out to be hurt or be a victim or hurt other people. We're just like going moment to moment in our lives, doing the best we can with our limited understanding. So the more you know, the better you can be. So the trick is not to say, oh my God, I was such an idiot. Yeah, of course you were an idiot. We were all idiots at some point or other in our lives. Don't be an idiot anymore and love yourself. Aaron didn't like bad boys, but got one anyway. Oh, baby. Yeah, Annie Bear says it perfectly. When we know better, we do better. Okay, Mary. Let's see. I'm just going to ask if the masters have anything they want to say to you, or that your guides or anybody, any light beings have anything they want to say to our sister Mary. Where did that come from? My friend Mary. No. Okay, I don't know where that came from. Sorry. Like I'm only half here, right? You have gifts. You have many, many gifts. And the masters would like to see you using them and learning more about them. And I'm not just talking about psychic gifts. You've got some other gifts too. I'm not sure what, but something artistic, maybe music, maybe painting. I see action, so I'm thinking music or painting. Like people who write are usually like this. So you have some artistic gift, musical gift, as well as whatever spiritual gifts you were given, and the masters want you to start exploring and developing this. Seriously, like working on it. So I don't know, take guitar lessons or sing or join a choir or something. I don't know. But they want you to start exploring this seriously and developing it seriously, because they're telling me something about not hiding your gifts and not treating them like they're worthless. Oh, so they don't want you to treat your gifts as though they're like, oh, well, everybody can do that. Or, oh, well, everybody can do this. No, 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 no. Not everybody can do what you can do, which I'm not, they don't want to tell me because they know I'll tell you. They want you to discover your gifts for yourself. That's part of your path. That's part of your learning. That's part of what you're here for, is to discover your yeah. So go and find out what your gifts are. And I can't help you. I'm sorry. You'll need to look at your own heart to see what echoes for you and what your heart is drawn to, if it's drawn to art or music or literature or whatever, or running or knitting or whatever your heart is drawn to. Follow it, and that will reveal your gifts to you. Oh, Anna Maria, I'm sorry you have to leave. And I'm sorry that, okay, so you were, let's see, so that was Mary, and then Lisa and Randy, Kathy Persons, Leah, and then Anna Maria, which will probably, oh my God, 3/4 of an hour, and I still have that many questions to answer. Okay, questions are closed, everybody. Just like I'm just like setting it out there now. Questions are closed because I have 7 questions left or 6 questions left. I'm sorry, Anna Maria. Come back next week. Or Tuesdays, we do a show on Val Dragonfly Crystal's channel where there's 3 of us. Get there early and put your question in early, because that show, we get through a lot of questions, but there's a lot of people. So what are you sorry for, Annie? I don't know what you're sorry for. Thank you, Morella. Thank you, Rossi. And I'm so sorry, Anna Maria. I apologize. I'm running as fast as I can, which is like so slow. It's not even funny. Okay. And I am, oh, and if you guys have any suggestions for guests that I can have on the channel, I think that would be fun. The first guest is going to be Gerald, okay, Tarot Stash. And I'm going to twist his arm and make him do, we're going to do Tarot Akashic Records readings for the same question, just to see what happens, because I'm very interested in that. And so if you have any suggestions for any other guests, like I know Gerald will say yes, because he already has. I just don't know when yet. And so, yeah. So if you have any suggestions for anybody else, let me know who you'd be interested seeing on the channel. Lisa, what do I need to heal? You need to look after the basics, Lisa. You need to look after good water, good clean food, good rest. Those are your foundation. They're your foundation, whether your healing is spiritual or physical. That's the foundation of your being on this planet. Once you have achieved those, meditation, self-reflection, forgiveness, forgive yourself and love yourself. These are all ways of healing yourself. There's energetic healing, which can also be really helpful. And they send you love. They send you love. So, Lisa, every time I ask about healing or about what people need, I hear this clean food. They keep saying clean food, like that phrase. And that means food that's grown by a person and not by a conglomerate. So somebody's garden food, okay? So if you can get your food from a farmer's market or from a neighbor that has like extra that is willing to sell their zucchini or their carrots, do so, because that is that's what the masters have said. That's what they mean by clean food, is one food that has had human hands planting it, weeding it, harvesting it, there's been an interaction. I don't know why that's important. I didn't ask because I doubt that I would understand. But yeah, that's what they call clean food. It's not so much the pesticides and the chemicals and stuff like that. I think they're pretty, they sort of okay with fertilizers, chemical fertilizers. It's not so good, but it's better than starving. So it's kind of on balance okay. But the thing that they really stress is that there has been a human being looking after these plants. That's all I can tell you. So that's what clean food means. Good clean food means. If you can get it, awesome. If you can't, I'm sorry, try to grow something in pots on your balcony, or Jonathan Daly. Yes, hold on. Let me, darn it. Nothing from a box or a can, everything from a farmer's market where you can meet the people who grew your food. Yes, you are quite right. That is exactly what I mean. That is exactly the message that I get from the masters, is that there is a connection between. Oh, and here's a comment from Rossi: human hands heal what we touch, energy transfer. Yeah, there's something and Akela, oh, this is a great discussion. Akela says the love that's put into it. Annie Bear says the consciousness of it, same thing, love, consciousness. Hi, Delphi. Yeah, that's exactly right, Rossi and Jonathan. Exactly right. So I hope that helped, Lisa. Um, and sip, everybody. Drink up. Here, do you want something too? Are you thirsty yet? She'll drink it if it's tea. Water. I have that at home. Oh my God. How did I ever get so lucky as to have you in my life, huh? Okay. Randy wants to know, what is coming for me at the end of March 2024? Gee, I hope it's not the train. Ooh, hot toddies, cranberry juice, and wine. Oh my God, I'm so jealous. Leah said something important. Food is kind of amazing when treated with the respect it deserves. Oh, yes. And it's so delicious and so nutritious and so packed with energy. If you have any sensitivity at all and you go into a garden and just like hold a tomato, like don't pick it, okay, unless you have the owner's permission, but just hold the tomato and just feel the energy in that tomato. Go to the grocery store, pick up a tomato and feel that. It's like completely different. It will satisfy your body's need to metabolize, but it will absolutely not satisfy your energetic needs as a human. So, and by energetic, I mean like bioenergetic, like spiritual energetic. It won't satisfy that. And it needs to. Jonathan says the best tasting pineapple was the one we grew ourselves. The best tasting everything is the one you grow. The best tasting parsley, the best tasting dill, the best tasting 3 pickles that I ever grew was in the pot in my balcony. They only grew 3. Oh my, 3 little cucumbers this big. Oh yeah. Fruit has sacred geometry. Leah, you just dropped these most really interesting statements in uh the chat. Like, fruit has sacred geometry. I want to write that down. Wait, I want to write that down because I won't remember it in 5 minutes or 30 seconds. Hang on. Maybe all food has sacred geometry. I don't know anything about sacred geometry, so this is a question that I'm going to be posing to the practice group, because we do a lot of R&D. And okay, now, what is coming for you at the end of March, Randy? And thank you for your patience. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Let's see. There's a curtain. They don't want to draw it. But they're giggling, so that tells me it's a good thing. But they don't want to tell me. They don't want to tell me what's coming for you at the end of March. It may be a shock. It may be it may be like a tower moment, but the outcome, okay, so initially, but the outcome is really good for you. So yeah, they don't want to tell me. Sorry, Randy. I don't have an answer for you. Randy, I'm answering your question right now. You just asked what is coming at the end of March. I'm sorry, am I like really slow? Is there a lag? Okay. So, Randy, the Akashic Records Masters don't want to tell me what's coming for you at the end of March. I see a curtain. It's closed. They're kind of going, he. It's a big surprise. And, but it's a good surprise. The outcome will be good. Whatever the outcome is, will be good. Okay. So I hope that helps, Randy. I'm sorry I couldn't get, maybe go see a tarot, maybe ask a tarot reader, okay? Because they might be, well, I don't think maybe ask a tarot reader. Okay, if you want an answer to that, go find a tarot reader who can answer your question, because there's lots on YouTube. You know that. I see you all the time. You know that. My mother passed when I was 5. What was the reason for me to go through life without her? Kathy. What is the purpose of pain? What is the purpose of loss? This was a contract that you and your mom agreed to, and your dad. This was agreed upon in order for you to learn some lessons. And for her as well, because that was an experience that there was something she wanted to learn in this, and your dad as well. So the three of you came up with this scenario in the before life, and came up with this together, and this is the result of the choices that you made in that life, which is not, trust me, this is not a fancy way of blaming the victim, okay? Like making it your fault with more steps, kind of. You were supposed to learn how to handle grief when you're too young to handle grief, and what to do with it when it comes up and bites you in the ass when you're older. Okay. Because when you're little, you just can't, you just don't know, right? You just don't have the equipment, the brain equipment to deal with it. So it just comes back and bites you when you're 10 and 12 and 14 and on and on and on. So that was a lesson that you undertook to learn, was how to deal with that. Not easy. You're connecting with mother energy for you. And I mean, I don't know if you have kids or not, but you like to connect to your own mother energy with children. You feel pretty nurturing towards total stranger kids. It's a good thing, especially if you're a teacher. So the reason, in short, the reason was for you to learn some lessons, for your mom and your dad to learn some lessons that they decided they needed for their spiritual advancement, for their spiritual growth. I'm so sorry. Oh, I keep forgetting to mute if I'm going to cough. I'm just wanting to see if there's anything else there. Well, I mean, I'm not going to go into full-on psychic mediumship right at the moment, but I'll just give you briefly what I get. And that is that she has never left your side. She loves you beyond the beyond. She's really proud of you. And, talk to her. She's listening when you talk to her. So you can tell her how you feel. You can say, I could use your advice. She can offer you guidance and advice. Maybe not in real time. Maybe you're not going to hear voices, which, that's problematic, or that could be problematic for some people. Maybe in dreams, she'll come to you with messages in dreams. But don't be afraid of her. She loves you and wants to help you. And yeah, I hope that helps, Kathy. Yeah, that's a hard. Sorry. Okay, Leah wants to know, is it okay to ask for an Akashic reading of my last past life? Sure it is. Of course it is. You can ask for anything. I might not be able to provide it, but okay, I'm going to mute so that I can have a good. Okay, we're back again. Yeah. Your last past life, Leah. France, 1880s. You're a shop girl in a big city, which I think is Paris. You work in a clothing store, a ladies' clothing store. The time I'm seeing you, you're about 18. You didn't want to become a servant. You're quite not obstreperous. You're quite feisty, I guess is the word. You didn't want to become a servant, and so you just decided you're going to go work in a shop. Your parents were scandalized because you'd be meeting strangers and talking to strangers all day long. Oh, quelle horreur! But and to them, in terms of status, it's a step down. Like you're not much better than an actress, which was the lowest of the low, as far as they were concerned. Very conservative. Your father's a merchant, middling successful, but also with that really conservative bent of the real bourgeoisie, the real middle class of France at the time. But you want to kick up your heels and have some fun. You're living at home still, so you still have quite a few restrictions on you. But you're a flirt. You're a terrible flirt. Well, actually, you're a really good flirt. You're excellent at flirting. Yeah. Nothing. I'm looking over your whole life. There's nothing really bad starts to happen to you until World War One. You have several children, 3 or 4, and One of them, anyway, goes to war and doesn't come back. Yeah, yeah. But it was a good life, you know? It was a good life. Go to Paris, you'll love it. Even if you do pay $30 for breakfast. Oh my God, it's Paris. Who cares? Just, you know, eat your croissant, drink your café au lait. I believe that marriage is meant to be one of the most sacred things, yet I've never been married nor lived with a man. Is this my path? Is there a reason? Thank you so much. Sonia, the quick answer is that, yeah, there's a reason, is because that's what you chose. That's what you're choosing now. Um, um, the, yeah. So I'm not sure, is this your path? Well, it's what you chose. It's what you're choosing here and now. Like, you're not choosing to be with men or women. Is there a reason? I don't know. Um, oh, and oh, Sonia, that's just the light from the dining room. That's just because I live in a small apartment, and this is where it's most comfortable for me to set up. Don't don't read anything into it, okay? The alternatives for are much worse. Um, let me see. So I guess okay. So let's find out what the masters have to say about it. Because come here, baby. Come here. Come here, sweetheart. Come on. You want to climb up? Yeah, you climb up. Good girl. My good girl. Fear. The masters are telling me fear is the reason you're not choosing partners. And the fear goes, it's not like a previous lifetime kind of fear, like it's not something that you carried over from previous lives. It's something that you have now, in from this life. I'm not I don't know what. um well, I mean, it would take too long for me to find out what. Okay, that's the truth. um it would take more time than I have here, because remember, these are free, quick Akashic records readings that don't go in depth the way personal readings do. So forgive me if I kind of like skim across the top. um that's really all the time I have. um Therapy. mm, Something in your childhood that you don't remember, consciously don't remember, that you may never remember consciously. Well, without, some kind of counseling assistance. But you're afraid. That's the simple truth of it. You're afraid. My heart goes out to you, Sonia, because fear is imaginary, of course, and that's really easy for somebody to say, somebody like me to say, who's not in the middle of, like, I have my own fear, but not like this. And but it's just, what if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah. Not choosing love someone, but I think I'm afraid of loving someone and them dying. Well, yeah, okay. And so what if they die? Like, they're still with you. You know that, right? Wait, Sonia, look at your last comment. Okay, I have to find Sonia's last comment. Oh, see, this doesn't, my up arrows don't work. I have to use the stupid touchpad, and I hate the touchpad. And I don't have a mouse for this Chromebook that I'm using. And oh, Jonathan Daly. Long COVID. I had long COVID. I was one of the first round in late February, early March of 2020 to get COVID before. And when the hospitals were all closed, there were no tests, there was nothing. I was in bed for a year, the better part of a year. It took me so long to heal from that. I'm only now, like in maybe the last year or so, coming out of it. Yeah. Yeah, it is a difficult thing. Okay, so is this the comment you meant, Sonia? I think I'm afraid of loving someone and them dying. Well, 68 minutes, are we? Oh my goodness, we are. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Are we good? Hi, Courtney. Oh, this is so all over the place. Okay, well, I'm so grateful. I'm going to end this now, and I'm going to close your records after this is over. I'm so grateful that y'all showed up, because this is sort of like talking to myself, only better. If you have any suggestions as to guests to come on, and I don't care what the guests do, like, tarot, oracle, or whatever, even if, or not readers, just interesting people on YouTube, like in our community on YouTube. Please put them in the comments, because I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. And I'm also interested in hearing what you have to say about ethics, because that's a discussion that I honestly think we should be more at the forefront of what we're talking about, not just the readers, but also our audience as well. And what else did I want to do? I wanted to do something before I ended tonight. Oh, yes. Like, share, subscribe. Follow me. I'm Cosmic. I'm trying to say that with a straight face, and I can't. Never mind. I won't say it again. And I remember. Okay. I wanted to do a clearing, and just for everybody here, as long as I've got your records open, I'm gonna ask the Akashic Records Masters. And so I'm warning you ahead of time. I pray like a little kid. All right. I ask the Akashic Records Masters. I ask Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. I ask all the angels and guides and beings of light, all of our ancestors and loved ones, to assist us in clearing any healing that needs to take place, to provide the healing, to clear blockages for this lifetime and in all of our cellular structures, in all previous lifetimes and all lifetimes to come, and throughout time and space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I feel better. I hope that helped. Oh, I forgot. Well, okay. The other thing is that I'm still offering personal readings. Email me. My email's on the channel, and I work by donations. So you'll get the same kind of. You'll get like an hour-long reading, whether it's like $20 or $50. I don't really care. So if yes. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your presence. I really appreciate your support. Love Love you all. See you next week. I might change the time because this appears to be conflicting with someone else who I admire and respect, and so I don't want to do that. So I might change, but I'll put up a thumbnail. You'll see it. Don't worry. Okay. Especially if you subscribe. Subscribe. Okay. Love you all. Mwah. Good night.